Hi, and welcome back to another video. And today we'll be talking about John Thune, who has just been elected the next Senate Republican leader. And to show how important this really is, and it is important, John Thune will become the next Senate Majority Leader, next Republican Senate Leader, replacing Mitch McConnell. Now, Mitch McConnell has been Senate Leader for the Republicans since 2007, and to really show you how old it is, those were the late years of when George Bush was still in office as president of the United States. So he has been leader for over 17 years now, and he's just been getting really old. His mental state has been going downhill, and Republicans are getting nervous. Mitch McConnell has been viewed as the Republican Joe Biden, and Republicans do not like that at all. So Mitch McConnell said he was going to stand down early this year after the elections took place and after everyone's inaugurated, and then he will no longer be the Senate Republican leader. So today there was an election to replace Mitch McConnell between Rick Scott, John Thune, and then John Corbin. Rick Scott was eliminated on the first round, which really surprised me because I thought Rick Scott was going to be the next leader. He was a popular Republican senator from Florida. He has actually been in the Senate for over 14 years, and he was loved by MAGA World. He was loved by MAGA World, and they wanted him. So you can imagine my surprise as when it was announced that Rick Scott was dropped on the first ballot here, and Thune and Corbin went on to the next ballot, and Thune won. I mean, I thought it was going to be Corbin, but Thune won. So all my predictions for this election was completely wrong. But this was an election I wasn't really going to be paying much attention to. I just started paying attention to it in these past couple days, and I did not expect Rick Scott to be so rejected by these new Republican senators that had just been voted in about 8 days ago, and that they voted on for their new leader. So it looks like they want the more moderate leader that will work with the aisle with the Democrats, even though he doesn't need to. They have a 53 seat majority in the Senate, and they don't really need to be trying to work with the other aisle. They could really pass anything they want, unless it's really critical, and unless there's other Senate Republicans that don't want to, and maybe they'll have to, make deals with Democrats. But I highly doubt that's ever going to happen. A 53-seat majority is a really big deal, and it's something the Republicans tried to get in 2022, but they failed, and the Democrats hung on to their majority in the Senate with 51 seats. However, the elections have gone really well in the Senate for the Republicans, and now they have a 53-seat majority, something they tried to get 2 years ago but failed. So I don't really think they'll be needing to make much deals or anything like that. So, as you can see from this Political article, John Thune will lead the Senate Republican Conference next term, winning a three-way election to succeed Minority Leader Mitch McConnell in a closed-door vote on Wednesday. So all these Republican senators have voted John Thune to replace Mitch McConnell to be the next Republican Senate leader. Really interesting stuff, and it's going to be interesting. So there's going to be a vote to keep Chuck Schumer as the Senate Democrat leader, as he's just been thrown into the minority, and he will no longer be the majority leader come November when everyone, or excuse me, January when everyone is sworn in and inaugurated. And it'll be interesting to see if Democrats decide to keep Chuck Schumer as leader or not. I'm not sure how long he's been leader, but he's also been leader for quite a long time. I'm not sure how long, but it's been a while. He's been the Senate Democrat leader for a while now, and it'll be interesting because of how badly Democrats did in the Senate elections. If Democrats will say, "Okay, it's time for you to go," or if they say, "We had a setback, but we believe Schumer can lead us to victory once again in 2026 or maybe 2028." So let's see how that election goes. I will definitely update you guys if Schumer is ousted or not. That will be very interesting to see. Anyways, back to this article. The South Dakota Dakotan will take over in January at the turn of new Congress. Republicans are expected to control the government, the House, Senate, and the presidency, and he'll have some room to maneuver in his own chamber. Republicans' 53-seat majority as the party considers wide-ranging legislation that would tackle tax cuts, immigration, and energy policy. So it is going to be very interesting to see how the next leader, John Thune, will lead this Republican Senate majority, as they haven't had majority since Trump was in office the last time. Biden was able to win the presidency, the Senate, and the House. He got all legislation and power, and we saw all the stuff Biden was able to push in on those first 2 years of his first term. So it'll be interesting to see what Trump will try to throw in the beginning of these 2 years of his term. You know, he might want to do it fast because usually in the midterms, the opposition party usually takes over the House, as we saw with Obama, as we saw with Trump in his first term, and we saw in Biden. So he probably wants to get all the stuff passed in before the Democrats possibly take over the House in 2026, and I do believe they will. However, it is still too early to predict anything, so we're just gonna have to see. So apparently Thune is 63 years old. He's the current GOP whip, and he is considered young for leadership. Thune has not committed to imposing a term limit on the role of conference leader, meaning he's well positioned to hold the job for years to come. He is not up for re-election until 2028, and South Dakota is solidly red. So the Republicans, I guess, were looking at, the state, and so Mitch McConnell has been leader because Kentucky is a solid Republican state and will probably continue to be, but he's old, he's having some problems, he's probably going to retire soon, and also McConnell is up for re-election in 2026. And Mitch no longer being leader, they were looking for someone who's in a safe Republican seat, who's had experience, and who's not too young. Looks like Thune checked all the boxes, and they gave him the green light, and they voted to elect him as the next leader. Thune is 63 years old. He's in South Dakota. Right? Is it South Dakota? It's South Dakota. Where is it? Yeah, it's South Dakota. And, he's been around for a while. He's experienced, and I guess they like that. So Thune will now replace Mitch McConnell, and it's going to be very interesting to see how Thune governs with this 50-seat Republican majority. So let's see what else there is. McConnell has served as GOP leader for nearly 2 decades. In his speech announcing his intention to step down from the role, McConnell said he wanted to hand the post over to the next generation. He did not publicly endorse a successor. Thune has long been considered a favorite for the gig, but he faced competition from Senator John Cornyn from Texas, a former GOP whip himself, and Senator Rick Scott from Florida, a former Senate campaign arm chief with deep ties to the conservative wing of the conference. Scott was eliminated as the lowest vote getter in the first ballot, and Thune won a 29-24 vote over Corbin in his second ballot, per one person familiar with the vote. So I did not know about that. All I know is that in the first ballot, Rick Scott was immediately eliminated. I saw those notifications, and I was like, what? Because I expected today Rick Scott to be the next Republican Senate leader. So for that to happen, for Rick Scott to be so rejected in this vote was really such a shock to me. And for it just to go down against Corbin and Thune, I did not expect that to happen. I actually thought that either Thune or Corbin would be the first to go, and then it'd come down to, a John versus a Rick Scott. And that's what I thought would happen. But that is not what happened today. And Rick Scott was just rejected by these Republican senators. They did not want him as leader. And so Rick Scott will just go back to just being your ordinary Republican senator from Florida. So yeah, maybe later, maybe in a decade from now, Rick Scott can try to give another go. There were also talks maybe Marco Rubio can be the next Republican Senate Majority Leader, but Marco Rubio did not throw his hat in the ring. So John Thune will become the next Republican Senate leader. So yeah, Thune was a favorite. They liked that he was from South Dakota. And they liked, he's over 60 years old. He's not too old, but he's also not too young. And so Thune was elected next Republican Senate leader. So, but anyways, that is the video I got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please consider liking the video and subscribing down below. And you guys can follow me now, no longer on Twitter. I am actually no longer on Twitter. I am actually now on Blue Sky. Yes, you guys can follow me on Blue Sky at Vote Breakdown. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.